What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. I'm grateful for you guys. This video is going to be pretty good, pretty sick, so I want you guys to pay attention. It's going to be an important lesson that I learned after knocking on doors for 4 years and talking to over 30,000 people. Now, in this time frame, I discovered essentially an important way to actually get ahead of 99% of people. Now, the reason I discovered this was because in my previous company, the way we used to do the job is that there's a preseason, and there was like the actual season. During the preseason, that's when we would be at home knocking doors locally and just talking to the individuals that are here in our state. And then the season, it happened during the summer, and we will leave our home, which in my case is Florida. We will leave Florida and we will travel to either a different market, so a different state, go to either Georgia, Utah, doesn't matter, whatever state it was. And we'll be working from April all the way to the end of August. So in this time frame, I have seen guys that have made anywhere from $50,000 all the way to like $300,000. So I kind of discovered what exactly it is that helps people achieve crazy goals like this, and how do they get ahead of so many people like, that are living life regularly. So what I discovered is that it boils down to 4 things. Number 1, the most important part is going to be clarity. You want to have a clear goal of what you're trying to achieve. Once you have this clear goal, it becomes a lot easier. But it's not just about like, okay, making it specific. I want you guys to essentially feel what that goal is going to feel like once you accomplish it. Now, there's a huge reason behind this, but to keep it super simple for you guys, is that once you have a clear established goal, and you feel how it's going to feel once you have it, what's going to happen is that becomes emotionalized inside of your brain. And once it's emotionalized, it actually goes into your subconscious brain and actually helps you achieve the goal faster. So that's very important on why you want to actually have a very clear goal. It has a lot to do with like the law of attraction, that kind of stuff. So that's number 1. Make sure your goal is super crystal clear in your brain on what it is you're going after. Make sure you visualize how you think it's going to feel once you actually achieve that goal, which honestly for the most part is going to be a feeling of gratitude. And then once you have that goal, that picture in your mind, the next step is going to be you want to create an environment of pure focus. Now, for us, when we left our home, there was 2 reasons for that. 1 is a different market, so it's a different experience, and 2, you have no distractions because you're leaving everything you know back home. You don't have to worry about friends hitting you up to go to the club, to go drinking, doing this, doing that. You don't have to worry about like, girlfriends or whatever trying to like hang out with you and, distract you from whatever it is you're trying to do. So essentially all we did was focus on one thing, and that was selling. All we did was focus on how we're gonna sell better, how many doors we're gonna hit, we just training, pretty much just like everything that revolved around getting more money, more sales, essentially. So the reason you want to do this is because distractions, especially in today's stage, there's a lot of distractions everywhere, and it's super easy to get distracted today. So you want to create an environment where you can remove distractions and you want to focus on one thing. Now, there's one thing that you're going to focus on is going to be a process or a blueprint, essentially. So for us, I followed my manager's blueprint, which he taught me as my rookie year, and I essentially just did that over and over and over and over, or essentially like a sales pitch. Now, if your goal is to like lose weight or get stronger, what you want to do in that situation, you want to follow one diet, one workout routine, and be consistent with it. Don't fall into the trap of like the shiny object syndrome, where you think the next thing is gonna be better, because it's not. The only thing that matters is the thing that you're working on right now, because at the end of the day, everything to get your results is only a matter of time as long as you put in the effort. So second thing, make sure you create an environment of no distraction, that you can focus on one thing at a time and just repeatedly do that. The next thing is going to fall into what I just said previously. This is number 3, and that's going to be maintaining discipline. So when I was knocking doors, obviously we're outside, so the environment comes into play. And one of the biggest things that stopped a lot of people from actually knocking and doing the job is the weather conditions. Some days it rained. There's something you can do about it. Especially in Georgia, it rained a lot. So if you weren't disciplined and you didn't knock even though it was raining or the weather was bad, well, guess what? Your results are not going to come. You have to be able to stick through the process and actually do the work in order to get the results. So sometimes your brain is going to tell you like, hey, I don't feel like doing this, we're tired, I'm not feeling well, I feel sick, I feel this, I feel that. But you gotta remember, like, who's really in control? Are you in control of your brain, or is your brain controlling you? Because it's very easy to logically think like, okay, let me just do it. And if you can remember that you're the one that's really in control, then that's when it becomes easier. But the second you start letting these negativity, like, or like these little emotional responses steal your actions, then you're not gonna get it. So just make sure, number 3, that you maintain discipline and that you actually put in the work regardless of how you feel. Because combine that with the clarity, combine that with the focus, and combine that with the discipline, you're gonna get there. Now the last thing, and this is gonna be pretty important because a lot of people, you know, they get discouraged when they go a long time without seeing results. And that's a huge problem, because that's when you're putting in the work, it's only a matter of time before you start seeing results. So the last thing you gotta have is, and I don't want to be like religious or anything like that, but you gotta have some kind of faith. You gotta know that eventually what you're working for is gonna come to fruition. So in the summer, a lot of guys don't finish the summer because it seems so far away. Like, you know, it's 120 days and they're knocking pretty much every day. It's 120 knocking days, so they work for 120 days just knocking. And the issue with that is that guys get discouraged because they don't see the finish line, they don't see the end in sight. But like everything else in life, it will pass. Everything passes eventually. So keep that in mind, is that you gotta have faith in the process and just know that eventually you're gonna get rewarded for the results that you're putting in. Regardless if you hit the goal or not, by you doing these 4 steps, by you being clear with your goal, by being disciplined, having focus, just having faith, you're gonna become the kind of individual that can actually accomplish the goals in the future. So hopefully you guys like this video. If it makes sense what I just said, you have a similar experience, make sure you comment down below. Make sure you guys like the video, share with a friend that may need something like this. And then of course, the most important part, subscribe guys, subscribe. It helps a lot. But thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys for being here. I'm grateful. See you guys next time.